Okay, dog management. So we're going to start in the backyard on the west side of the house by the back door. We got some holly bushes. Once these uh, bushes get 3 inches in diameter, they're trees. They're too close to the house. The bushes are too close to the house. The wooden fence in direct contact with the house is conducive to wood destroying insects by design. This electric receptacle outlet is GFCI protected, and it used to be labeled. I guess it might still be. It should have a. This is a weather cover, but if you had a bug zapper or anything, or in the front yard, if you had Christmas lights, then you couldn't close that and make it waterproof. It should have. If it's going to be exposed like this, it should have an in-use cover, kind of like a helmet, a bubble cover on there. So you could plug something in, close it, and it'd still be relatively protected. Electric fixtures on the walls, this sconce, this carriage-style wall sconce, should have been sealed to help prevent moisture into the wall. When you have siding like this, actually, it should actually have a block, an extra block that was attached to it. And that's what should have happened. This is, I'm assuming, this is the first video of the day, I'm assuming that is the kitchen vent fan. It's got a screen on it. I hope you don't find out different. Okay, coming along here, just a little, normal wear and tear. Okay, as we get to the tops of the windows though, what we're getting here is we do not have Z-bar flashing over the siding for the windows are installed. Now I realize that these windows are tall, high, and they're butted up to the freeze board. But that's what the siding manufacturer said. Coming on along, portable sheds are beyond the scope of this inspection. Rain gutters should divert water farther away from the house than this. Now I understand putting a rain gutter all the way out here, people are going to be tripping on it, lawnmowers, those kinds of things. It could actually be pretty much of a nuisance. That being said, there's another design where it can go under the ground and it pops up a little farther over here. There's more maintenance involved with those, and I can understand why people wouldn't want to do that, but there is an option, and this is not correct. All these bushes should be cut back away from the house to allow air to get in here. Brick is very porous. Okay? Brick is very porous. This is a good building material. It's one of the best building materials around. Everybody's proud to have their brick. It's fireproof. This building, this structure, this home could burn down and you could still use the brick. It's a great insulator. And key point, it's a great insulator. That's for heat entering or leaving the building. That's also for sound. But brick is very porous. It is porous. We know that when the lawn sprinkler hits this, the back side of this brick gets wet. We know that when the rain hits this, the back side of the brick gets wet. Alright? And you got this great insulator that's porous and it gets wet on the inside. Is it going to dry as fast with this bush next to it? No. No, it's not going to dry as fast. It's not going to dry as fast as all. It's going to keep that water in there. And then as it gets in there and the moisture, what do termites like? Moisture. Alright? And then if it's moist in there, is it going to rot your wood? What do termites eat? Wood, especially rotten wood. That's their job. That's their job. So this should be cut back to control the moisture in your wall. It should be cut back to help prevent a termite infestation. Carpenter ants can also use these branches as a bridge to come up. And it might be true. We got some trees around here. The more heavily treed, the more likelihood that we're going to have some carpenter ants coming along here. See these little gaps underneath here? Those are weep holes. They're here by design. We want those. Most of the time, the only thing that comes through here is vapor. You'll probably never see it, but if you have an event, you'll see moisture actually come through here. But all those little holes around your perimeter are by design. Now when the roof comes down here like this, okay, we got some cracking and peeling paint, and we got some loose vertical trim board. How about that? Loose vertical trim board on the chimney north. Okay, house faces south, so that's northwest corner. Alright, Now, between the garage and the living area, okay, see the way this comes down? See the way the flashing comes down here? Okay, that we need kick-out flashing here. We're supposed to have kick-out flashing here. Can you see all the stains? Can you see how the water has been running down the wall? It's because this flashing allows that. It allows the water to come down like that. And so now we've got, you know, is brick porous? Yes. So as the water is running off the roof, it's running into your walls. It's a picture in a picture. Alright. I guess I'll do this too while we're at it. Still doing Face ID. And magnify that. Get that chimney in there. Alright. This is your faucet. You can tell that that's not leaking. I tried it. I tested it. Your fence is in direct contact with the house. That's by design. Just like this faucet is by design. Plumbing is conducive to wood destroying insects. A fence in direct contact with the structure is conducive to wood destroying insects. By design. Everybody wants plumbing. I don't know why, but they do. Seems like everybody wants plumbing. And also, you know, everybody a good fence is a good neighbor. I'm going to shut this so that they can bring their dog back out. We're at the back of the house. It's the north side of the house. The house actually faces southeast, but we had to get, you know, more simplistic than that. So for this purpose of this inspection, the house is facing south. But over here, so that would be the northwest again. That would be the northwest. This casement right here, we got casement rot on the vertical casement on the west side of the garage car entry. Yeah, we do. Am I a good juggler or what? Moving on along. Kind of studying some things. We're going to have a separate roof video as well. This is the gas where it enters the home, but I'm going to pick everything up, all the spares I can. This is the gas enters the home. It's in the alley, and it's elevated over the ground. The pot is. That's nice. It enters the home right here. It's been wrapped with paint to help it from corrosion. Wrapped with tape to keep it from corrosion, but I'm not seeing any electrical bonding. So we're probably going to find that on the furnace. I don't know. This is the main shutoff valve, and it takes a wrench to do this, but for some reason that's acceptable. It wouldn't be acceptable if it was inside the house, but outside of the house, a wrench is acceptable. It wouldn't be acceptable if it was for the water, but for whatever reason. But this is the valve, and this is the way these valves work. Parallel is on, perpendicular is off. So just kind of remember that. We're going to talk about the electric service entering the house, and we're going to talk about the condensing unit. We're going to talk about all those here in a little bit. Coming on along, this is a post-tension cable slab foundation. So what happens is, and there's several types. There's at least two types, I'm for sure, you know, but there's several types. I don't know which type. This is a post-tension cable slab type foundation. The cables are tightened with a lot of pressure. And that makes the structure a lot stronger. That's a good thing that you have post-tension cable. But these should have been sealed. The ends should have been sealed. Alright? Because what happens is that's steel. And what happens is when steel rusts, it gets weaker and it expands. So as the steel is expanding, it's going to cause cracking because the concrete is continuously getting smaller, it's shrinking. You won't ever be able to measure it, but your foundation is continuously shrinking. You won't be able to measure it, but your walls are continuously growing. And they expand and contract at different rates from each other for different reasons. But if that's rusting, it's liable to break, and it's liable to crack your slab foundation. So all these post-tension cable ends should have been sealed. We're going to go over here a little bit of plumbing again. This is for your water heater, temperature pressure relief valve drain, and this is for the safety pan drain. And the safety pan drain height is okay, but the temperature pressure relief valve drain is too high. It's not supposed to be farther from the ground than 6 inches. Not supposed to be closer than 3 inches. Okay, that's an iPhone 13, it's 12. 12 Pro though. It's a 12 Pro. So it's just a little too high right there. It's just a little too high. Moving on along. More exposed post-tension cable ends, more exposed post-tension cable ends. These are cleanouts. These are sewer cleanouts for different parts of your home. All right, they're not the main cleanouts, but they are cleanouts. So it's good that you have them. These are called control joints. Some people call them expansion joints. Call them what you will. But this home, when you have this much brick in North Texas, we do expect some movement. We do. We expect that. And so hopefully these will take the bullet. These will take it, so we don't have cracking over here or cracking over there. If you didn't have these, this home would make its own. It would actually make its own. So having these is a good thing. Every couple years, you need to come back around here and have them resealed, check them out. So this is something that I want to call your attention to as well. This is kind of an attic thing, but that is called your soffit air intake vent. You see the way the paint's peeling on that? It's not peeling because it wasn't primed. It wasn't peeling because it didn't seal well or it was dirty when it was painted. The reason why that's peeling, that is a symptom of an attic that is not ventilated properly. That's a symptom of an attic that was not ventilated properly. Okay, moving on along. I'm not seeing much in the way of cracks. I mean, this is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Okay, tree, kind of like we started, the holly bush, it should not be closer to the structure than 20 feet. Now, I get it. We don't have a lot of yard. Everybody likes the trees. They're decorative, bud. Okay, I get it. They are decorative. They're going to decorate your roof real good. They're going to rub against the roof. They're going to rub against the house. The root system, okay, it's going to want water. It's going to take water from your foundation. The root system is going to want to grow. It's going to push your foundation. These are not good for your foundation. Do I have trees too close to my house? You bet. I talk to my wife about them all the time. She doesn't want to let go of the tree. Okay, whatever, honey. But, don't say I didn't tell you so. So here we are. We got these crepe myrtles here. I don't know the names of all these trees. Now, around here, we got wood mulch next to the house. Wood mulch next to the house. So, where do termites live? In the ground. What do they eat? Dead wood. What's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to your house. Don't say I didn't tell you. Now, remember we had this conversation about how great brick was, but we needed weep holes because it's porous? Well, anytime you have, and I haven't mentioned this yet because it hasn't shown up yet because we had siding on other parts of the house that did not have Z-bar, remember? Okay. But over here, we got a metal lintel, okay? That metal lintel is supporting all this brickwork. But what we created is a water plane, a water line, okay? When the water comes down to the foundation, it cannot go down any farther, so we have the weep holes, okay? But over here, we've created a new line, a new water plane. We should have weep holes over our fenestrations. That's windows or doors. It's holes in your wall. It's holes in your, and so any fenestration that has a lintel, then it should also have a weep hole. Drainage plane. This is the drainage plane. That's the word I was looking for. I had an old man moment there for a moment. So we've created a new drainage plane right here, and we need weep holes on that. So coming on along. Okay, rain gutters are not supposed to, the butt ends of the rain gutters are not supposed to terminate. There's supposed to be about 2 inches of gap between the rain gutter and the brickwork. And then this flashing coming down here again, we should have, like in the back, we should have a kick-out flashing right there. And then over here, check this out, the rain gutter is draining directly onto the roof covering. Now, you're taking all this water that's coming down here, and we're funneling it down, and we're pushing it down on that. Now, is that going to cause your shingles to age prematurely? Yes, it will. That's what it will do. Now, a lot of times, engineers, me, home inspectors, when we call out that we saw movement on the house, which is typical, but we say movement at the freeze boards, well, right here around your front porch, or is almost a portico. But we have a little bit of movement on our freeze boards right in here. We've also got a little bit of movement right here along the right side, our right side. So again, that's east. The north side of the front door right there. There's a little bit of separation between the door casement and the transom light and transom light header. Okay, so when they're fixed windows like that, they're called lights. So, but it's a window. It's a window. By the way, these windows are double pane metal frame. They look like they're pretty much original to the house. Did I say the bushes are too close to the house? Well, yeah, buddy. They're too close to the house, all right. If I'd been doing a termite report, and I'm licensed to do those, so I can talk like that. If I was doing a termite report, I'd be writing this up like a big dog. And I'd be telling you, just like I'm telling you now, for all the same reasons. All the same reasons. Moving on along. I am just not seeing much in the way of cracking in the mortar, the bricks. This is all fabulous. Okay, you want to argue about keeping a tree? There is no argument here. That is just ridiculously too close. That is just, that's called fate. Fate loves temptation. Okay, that's, no. Moving on along. Okay, now see this pipe up here? I knew I just had one more trick up my sleeve. See that pipe right there? See the rust in it? That is your secondary drain line for your air conditioning system. Okay, that's your evaporator coil safety pan drain line. They're supposed to be in front of a window so that you can look out the window, in theory, and then when you see it dripping, that you know that you've got a problem. And so it's located in the correct location. The issue with this is that, see all the rust inside of there? So that's it's not too good. Okay.